How's it hanging, brohams?
Whoa, I'm doing great, bro.
Welcome back to another episode of Blind Boys Politics. Don't question this intro, please.
Well, Nick, I know why you did that. You're very excited. It's finally December. That means Christmas holiday season is officially here.
It's coming close. It's drawing near. I'm really excited. I love Christmas time.
23 days until Christmas.
Ah, man. You know, winter does have
Puts
some of
me
the
in
best
that
holidays.
holly jolly
'Cause,
spirit.
By the time Thanksgiving comes around, it usually feels like winter, even though it's not officially winter at that point. It's usually nice and cold. Sometimes there's snow, here in New York. So, Thanksgiving's always really nice. You're nice and warm in the house with lots of food. And then you have Christmas time a month later. It's like, oh, man. Like that's the savior of winter is the holidays.
Sometimes.
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 Sometimes you feel trapped in, But
Well, and then you get past Christmas, and then it's just kind of downhill from there.
until June 21st rolls around.
Pretty much. Well, no, I mean, I'd say like April.
Mm-hmm. It depends on what the weather is. It really does.
Yeah.
But this week we are visiting Arkansas with their dumbest law. But you know the drill by now. We have to go through some trivia and see how bad Nick does at trivia before we can tell you about their law.
Can I actually get one right this week?
You're 0 for 6 right now, buddy.
Yes, I am.
What is Arkansas's state beverage? A, beer, B, milk, C, moonshine, D, orange juice.
I'm going to say beer.
Wrong!
No!
It is B, milk.
It's milk?
Yep.
How?
How many cities in Arkansas have a population of over 50,000, according to a 2010 study?
Oh, God.
A, 6, B, 8, C, 9, D, 14.
None of the above. I'm going to have to say 6.
6?
Yeah.
No, that is wrong also.
Really?
It is C, 9.
There are 9 cities with over 50. Okay. No.
I'm sorry, buddy. You're not doing so well.
I quit.
You really need to redeem yourself on this one. If you don't get this one, you're 0 for 9.
Yep.
Okay? So, how many miles of railroad tracks does Arkansas have?
Oh, come on.
1,800. B, 1,975. C, 2,250 miles. D, 2,750 miles.
D.
What letter?
D.
Wrong again.
No.
C, 2,275 miles.
Oh, come on.
Or 2,750 miles. 0 for 9.
0 for 9. 3 weeks.
Do a little bit better next week.
You've been saying that for the past 2 weeks now. Now this is the third. I think you should just stop because I feel like that's the reason I'm doing so bad.
Okay.
Jinxing me.
I'm sorry.
You're cursing me. But anyway, let's get into this law. So, in Arkansas, their assembly had meetings about this. The law itself states that it is illegal to pronounce the state's name incorrectly. So the assembly had meetings over this, and they actually had like a detailed analysis of how it was to be pronounced, mixing French and Indian words of like the French Native American way of writing the word, and then like the A, the last A was to be pronounced with the Italian sound of ah, and then the final S was to be silent, and the accent was to be on the first and last syllable. Like, they detailed all of this out. So, which eventually led to the pronunciation of Arkansas.
This law was passed in 2010. So
So was it.
10 years ago.
You know, when you see a law like this, especially with everything I just said about the assembly meetings, that's something that I would expect to hear in like 1885. You know,
Yeah.
not
But I
2010.
remember when this law first passed, it was kind of a big story on the news. It wasn't like, a serious thing, but it was like a jokingly news
It was
story.
like a jokingly hot topic.
Yeah. So I can't believe that passed in 2010. In 2010, I have to get with the times a little bit with my story.
Yeah, right.
Johnny, he's out of jail. He's no longer in Alaska prison or Arizona prison. Johnny is no longer in Arizona prison. He goes to visit his state, Arkansas. He walks up to one of the assemblymen and says it wrong. And the assemblyman did not like that one bit.
Oh, no.
He was like,
Got offended.
"It's Arkansas! Get it right, you motherfucker!
Not Arkansas!
Get it right or get out of my state." And you know what? He marched into the assembly office the very next morning and said, "We need to change this now!"
To which he got a lot of open-eye stares with much confusion. And then they were all on board.
He got it done and he got it passed. And little Johnny's now banned from the state.
It's another situation like with Arizona where it's like, I can just imagine the assemblymen sitting around this like giant round table. And then they're just like talking about it, and then all of a sudden they just mouths drop wide open and they go, "He's right."
This needs to be done and it needs to be done now.
Like, I mean, is it really necessary? I get it's annoying when someone pronounces, like, say, your town wrong. Like, I have people that pronounce my town's name wrong all the time. But, like, to require, like, by law, to require it pronounced correctly? Really?
Well, Nick, 2010, it was a simpler time.
That's an
they had to
understatement.
get it done. They got it done. Imagine if they wanted to get that done now in 2020.
I feel like that'd be, like, way on the back burner.
Yeah, so you know what? It's a blessing in disguise that they got it passed.
That's fair.
So, it's not the most outrageous law, but it's certainly an interesting law. I thought we had to talk about that law.
Yeah, so if you find yourself in Arkansas, don't say Arkansas.
Or
Do
else you in big boy trouble.
Don't do it.
Or else.
Warning you.
You can't say we didn't warn you.
Exactly. You can't hold us responsible.
California is next week's dumbest law. You're certainly not going to want to miss that law. That's certainly a dumb law for sure. Until then, follow us on all social medias. The show notes are down below. Arkansas, you know the rules. Say it right or else. See you next
Pay
week.
the price. Bye, guys.